Hold up.
Hello everyone, back at it again with that Super Smash Bros. Gameplay. This time we'll be tackling Classic Mode yet again, but on very hard, with a very hard character, Bowser. I went from one extreme to the next, both in terms of difficulty and characters. I went from Fox McCloud and normal to Bowser and very hard, which is just swell. I mean, I like Bowser, but he's definitely not the best character to use, especially in higher difficulties when the AI is just so frantic and gets on you so much. And you're like, stop pelting me with your damn smash attacks, I'm trying to kill you. Anyway, Bowser's characteristics, he's a pretty slow character, he's a heavy character, so take that into account when you choose him. He's best used sparingly. What I mean by that is you kind of want to wait and see. It's kind of like a shark. You kind of want to be a shark when you play Bowser. You don't really want to be that aggressive. You mostly want to see what your opponent will do and counter. That's how I at least play him. I'm not the most knowledgeable Bowser player, but I mean that's how I try to play him. And granted, I don't use him very often, so that just adds to the level of frustration I will endure while playing through this mode. But it's for everyone else's enjoyment. So I'm like the class clown in a way. Okay, so history of Smash. I was talking about Smash in my prior, Ssbm video. And I was talking about, I think, Brawl. I was mostly talking about Brawl. And Brawl I like. But the series first started off with Super Smash Bros. On 64. Granted, that game is very archaic nowadays. I mean, it still holds up and it's still a classic, don't get me wrong, I love the game, but compared to what we have now, it's nothing, you know? Like, I haven't played that game in like 15 years, which granted is a long time considering I'm 22 right now. So, you know, that's a long time. I played Melee mostly, and from there it kind of went up with the Super Smash Bros. Games. Like, you go Melee, Brawl, and Super Smash Bros. 4. I'll get into why I don't really like Super Smash Bros. 4, but for right now, let's focus on the first one. So, first one, it was very basic, you know, had a handful of characters and a handful of stages. It didn't really offer too much, but at the time, it was amazing because there's nothing else like it. I mean, what other game could you take beloved characters like Mario, Link, Samus, Fox, Pikachu, and kind of put them all together in one game and have them fight? I mean, that's like a crazy concept. Like, who would imagine something like that working out? But much to everyone's amazement, it was made and it was glorious. And that, my friends, is called Super Smash Bros. So, I don't really recall Super Smash Bros. 64 a whole heck of a lot, because I haven't played in so long. But, you know, it's good for its time. Super Smash Bros. Melee, however, is where my love for the series grew exponentially. So that's where most of my childhood memories would spawn from. I would immediately go to Melee over 64. That goes for a lot of games I used to play. Like, I think the very first game I played was Super Mario 64, but I much prefer Super Mario Sunshine over 64. And that was a game I played, you know, when I was like 7 or 8, versus like 4 or 5 when I first played Super Mario 64. So that's interesting how I don't immediately gravitate towards the first game in the series that I play. I usually gravitate towards the second game in the series I play, but that's what's funny. So Super Smash Bros. Melee, you know, came out, it was revolutionary and all that jazz. It had tons of stuff. Brawl I already talked about, so I won't really delve into that. Now, Super Smash Bros. 4. I really don't like Super Smash Bros. 4. Alright, let me start off by saying I was excited for Super Smash Bros. 4. At this time, you know, I was kind of delving into more PlayStation stuff. I had a PS3, and you know, I was just playing games like Uncharted and Metal Gear, and I was exploring. You know, there's tons of games out there, and I've been playing Super Smash Bros. For past years, and so every now and again I want to branch out, and I don't touch specific franchises for a while. That's what kind of happened with me in The Legend of Zelda. I played Ocarina of Time. I didn't complete it until like 3 years ago, but I beat it. And I beat the 3DS version, not even the original. But granted, I did beat it. So there's instances when you play a game and you just don't quite have the feeling of necessarily finishing it. And that's what kind of happened with me in the Super Smash Bros. You know, I mean, not in a sense that I didn't complete it, but I played enough to kind of get my fill of it, and I wanted something else. So that's kind of what happened back then. So it was during an interesting time period in my life. Wasn't doing too great in my general life at the time, and Super Smash Bros. Came out. You know, it dropped. One of the things that worried me, though, before it even released, was the fact that Masahiro Sakurai, you know, the creator of Kirby, and I think he's like the executive producer, or he's like one of the main leads in developing Super Smash. He released some CG cutscenes of the game, which we didn't know if they were supposed to be used in like a story mode per se, but they were neat nonetheless. And people took that and started posting it, or like leaking footage, and he got into a hissy fit over it. And he was like, well, since people leaked my footage, I will stop creating footage, and I will not you know, release anything else. We don't know if this is part of another mode that he was developing, and because of these leaks he just stopped completely. But it was so sudden, you know. It's like, dude, this is the internet. People are gonna leak stuff. People are gonna be jerks. That's just how it is. But he got, you know, he got so upset over it that he just stopped developing it completely. Like, he still made cutscenes that were available in the game, but he never talked about them or showed anything about them further after that incident, which was like really, really bad on his part. Like, how could he let some like snobs on the internet just do that to him? But he's gotten better over the years. You know, things have subsided, but at that time I was pissed. I loved the subspace emissary mode in Brawl, and I wanted something akin to that in, you know, Super Smash Bros. 4 for the Wii U and 3DS. And that just didn't happen. Hopefully we'll get something in Smash Ultimate. I'm hoping. It seems like a good chance that we will, considering that Smash 4 just felt like filler. I mean, it did expand upon things in a way, and it did have nice graphics. I won't lie, like, the graphics were actually very good. But it was definitely my least played Smash game, which is saying something, because I spend hours upon hours upon hours, you know, playing this game with my, you know, just by myself and with friends and stuff. And I really didn't play it all that much. I wasn't very interested in it. Just something about it. You know, when you play a game and there's just something about it, whether it's the art style, which wasn't my case, but the gameplay mechanics, or just something felt off. Something did not feel right. And that's what happened with me and Super Smash Bros. 4. It was just, it was uncomfortable. And I played it online too, which was fun. I got super angry because people were cheapskates and just spamming the same moves over and over again. And I was pretty excited to start off with, and then it ended with disappointment. But I did beat some people, so that's cool. I used the Duck Hunt dog a lot, I remember. He was like one of my favorite characters in the game. And I also used King DDD. I used like Ike and probably Pit the most in Super Smash Bros. 4. So yeah, I didn't like Smash 4 at all. And I mostly played the Wii U version. I know the 3DS version came out in like June, and the Wii U version came out in like winter, like November-ish. But since I wasn't feeling it, I didn't really pay attention to the 3DS version, because it didn't look that good, to be honest. It looked really watered down. And even the Wii U version, when it first came out, I was like, there is a severe lack of things to really do. Even though there's more characters, it just doesn't feel very hearty, you know what I'm saying? It feels very slimmed down, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I'm glad it's not the newest Smash Bros anymore, and we're getting another one on the horizon. Now I want to talk about this specific stage for a second. I hate this stage on very hard while using Bowser. It's one of the most difficult things I've encountered today. It's really stupid how the CPU, they just gang up on you and they're so relentless. And the fact that I'm so incompetent while using Bowser just makes it that much worse. Like, I don't really have a good method to take out these NES CPUs. The best thing I could do is do my ground pound move, or try to maneuver my way like in between each NES to try and get one attack in, and then spend another like 30 seconds trying to outmaneuver them so I can get myself into a position to attack again. It's really convoluted and stupid. And I think I end up actually dying quite a bit. Like, I lost a life already. I lost all my stock. I had to restart. I think I did that twice. I'm not sure. I'm doing this post-recording. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I know this takes like forever. So pardon me. But yeah, you're gonna see me trying to battle these nests for a while. Future endeavors. I guess we can kind of talk about the channel for a bit. So I'm gonna be in school, so I won't be able to post as much as I want to. However, I will be trying to actually do a Let's Play. Now, I never attempted to do a Let's Play before. To my recollection, I might have, but at least a solo Let's Play. I've perhaps done some Let's Play stuff with friends, but to do one on my own, I've never tried. So I think sometime soon I'll be actually uploading a full Let's Play of Star Fox Assault. That's gonna be my game. I really am in a Star Fox mood, and I really enjoy Assault, and it's pretty short. I'll be trying to do my run on the gold difficulty, which is the hardest. I've always done bronze, because I always start games on the easiest difficulty, and I never actually play on the normal difficulty. I've always done the easiest and then the most extreme, so that's just how I am. So I've always done on bronze. I've meddled with silver for a little bit. That's the in-between. That's basically like the normal. And I've done maybe the first mission on gold, and the first mission is pretty difficult. You take a lot more damage than you normally do. And don't quote me on this, but I think there's more enemies that you have to face if you play on gold. So I'll try to be doing a gold kind of walkthrough Let's Play of Star Fox Assault for the GameCube. So you should look for that in a couple of days. I'll have the first part uploaded maybe on like the beginning of this upcoming week, Monday, Tuesday of September, beginning of September. And then if I can't get it out, I'll just try to put it out sometime that week. But it should be pretty simple. I'm going to be doing commentary alongside the Let's Play, which should speed up the process. Because for these post commentaries, I have to first play through the game, record it, and then add my commentary afterwards into the editor and do all this stuff. So to have both the commentary and the gameplay running at the same time should greatly diminish the amount of time I spend on actually editing. So I should be able to put it out sooner. But yeah, that's my next goal. Actually, sorry, I'm lying. My next goal is actually, I have versus mode recorded for Super Smash Bros. Melee. I did a few matches with level 9 CPUs, So I'll be uploading that video next, and then I'll be starting my Star Fox Assault Let's Play. Sorry, I got a little carried away with myself. I kind of forgot I had at least one more Super Smash Bros. Melee video before my next series of videos, which will be the Star Fox ones. Sorry about that. But yeah, just that. Because, I mean, Super Smash Bros. Is like a game we play with people, and since there's no one else around, I'm doing all this solo stuff, and there's only so much you can do. I was thinking about possibly doing the event matches, but I thought that might get a little stale because I didn't really know what exactly to talk about during that segment. So I'm like, I've done a classic run on normal already to kind of have it be the first video in this kind of series. And then I'm doing a very hard playthrough right now with Bowser. So it's like, I don't really know. I could do adventure mode, but at the same time, it kind of comes into that same problem of stale. Like, I'm not really sure what to really talk about. I guess I could just go through the level and speak about different aspects of it. I might do that sometime in the future, but for my next project, it's that Let's Play. So that's going to take up a lot of time. So I'll perhaps save that for a future endeavor, I guess you could say. Not really meddle with that right now. But what you guys will get is that Fox playthrough, this Bowser playthrough, and then a series of versus mode matches that I did with the CPU. And I play as Zelda, because she's actually one of my favorite characters. She was actually not one of my favorite characters back when Melee was first introduced. That would have been Fox. Fox was my go-to guy. But over the years, especially in Brawl, I was playing more and more of Zelda, not Sheik, because most people play Sheik, but Zelda, the actual princess. I'd play as her and try to learn her moves, and I really liked her moveset. It's not like the best moveset, and there is a lot of ways you can, kind of get around her moves, but if you have to do well in execution, and it's more like a mind game thing, rather than just full-on rush assault, like most characters, like Fox, for example. He's mostly like a rush character. That's what I would classify him as, anyway. They swoop in, and they're fast, and kind of relentless. That's kind of how they're meant to be played. Oh, and right there, right when I paused, I went into a down B, and I was expecting Bowser to sink just below the platform and die. And I was going to be like, maybe I should restart this battle or something. And then I didn't die. And I was like, oh, yay. And Pikachu got a bit of karma right there, because I kind of grabbed onto the ledge and he sunk to the bottom. Yeah, that's right. That's what you should get. So we're coming upon the last stage right here, versus Master Hand. There's no crazy hand on this playthrough, because I think there's certain criteria you have to meet. Like, you can't die, and you can't lose all your stock. You can't lose all your stock, and you have to get to him within a certain amount of time, which I for sure didn't, because that Ness battle back there. But getting back to me talking about Zelda, I was experimenting with Zelda during Brawl, and I learned to play well with her. And so she has pretty much the same moveset in Melee that she did in Brawl. Just some of the moves are kind of different, like her up B, which allows her to teleport. Would normally, when you teleport, she does this move. She becomes invisible because she's like moving away from one area to the next. And wherever she would reappear, there'd be like a little crystal thing around her which would damage people. But in Melee, there's no such thing. Like, she'll just reappear. It doesn't do any damage. So I have to be careful, because I'm so used to Brawl's mechanics. So I'm just like, oh no. I reappeared, but nothing's happening to my opponent. Darn, But yeah, that's pretty interesting. She's definitely not one of the most played characters. Like, I guess she would classify as a low tier, but then again, I don't really care about tiers. So, be it as it may. And I've just defeated Master Hand. So that's it for today, everyone. That concludes the episode of this Super Smash Bros. Classic run. Hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for my next video, the Versus matches. See y'all next time. Bye-bye.